Hey everybody, Nate Eaton here. We are backstage at CrimeCon, actually in the convention exhibit hall. You might recognize Sean Larkin, commonly known as Styx. He was on Live PD how many years?
About 3.5.
3.5 years, and you have a podcast.
I do, yep.
What's the name of the podcast?
Coptales and Cocktails.
And what do you do?
So I'm a big bourbon collector, and a buddy of mine who's a traveling nurse, during the heat of COVID, he was actually working in New York City, and I had some time off. The show was down, and I flew out to New York to drive back with him. And as we were driving through Kentucky, we looked at a couple bootleggers. We're picking up a bunch of booze, and we're just having the conversation in the car, and he's asking me about being a police officer. And I just explained to him, I said, man, anytime a cop's at a party, everybody wants to hear police stories. You know, they don't want to hear about the accountant, they don't want to hear about the oil man, they want to hear police stories. So we just kind of jokingly came up with the idea, man, let's have a podcast. And we came up with this name, Coptales and Cocktails, and started off from there.
And do you have officers from all across the country?
So we don't just do officers. So we've had everything from officers, that, heroic stories, been shot in the line of duty, to, rescues that they've done. We've had defense attorneys, federal judges, prosecutors, informants. We've had gang members that have been in prison multiple times, got out, turned their life around. We've had a cop that was convicted and went to federal prison. He talked about what it was like being a cop in prison.
Wow.
So it's basically just anybody and everybody that's kind of some way touches the law enforcement world.
What is the best part about being an officer?
Listen, it varies from person to person. For me personally, I love the action of it, man. I do. I know it sounds really cheesy. I liked that not just every day was different. Every call you go to is different. You're going to talk to somebody different. You stop a car for a traffic violation, it turns into a car chase, a foot chase. You don't know who the person is. It was the unknown, part of the adrenaline that came along with it. And honestly, it meant a big deal to me chasing violent offenders in a city that I lived in. I liked catching, it sounds really cheesy, I like catching bad guys. I'm not out there looking for the soccer mom who's speeding trying to get to work or anything like that. I like catching violent people that were causing problems in the city of Tulsa.
First time to CrimeCon.
First time to CrimeCon.
And what do you think?
It's a lot bigger than I expected.
Yeah.
I had no idea so many people had signed up for this thing, or there were so many different things going on, or even the not just the attendees, but the people that are here presenting. I've been blown away by that. But what's been honestly amazing is the number of people that are fans of this genre, but were fans of Live PD. And I've gotten to talk to so many different people, just hearing their stories about how every Friday and Saturday night, it was the only time I could get my kids to sit down and watch, to sit down with us and things like that. So it's been really great to hear stories from people that watch a show where they remember something from season 1 and things like that.
And let me guess, one of the number one things you've been asked is, when is the show coming back?
That is hands down the number one question.
And answer it now.
Right here for all of you guys. Still don't know. But I will tell you this. I promised the production company and everybody that's part of the show, from Dan Abrams, myself, and so forth, we all desperately want it back. They are actively trying to make it happen. Fingers crossed sometime in the near future.
And you'll be back on?
I will be back on.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for chatting with us.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.